esteemed judges, we, the team of Hawaii Jazz, are here to present the presentation on airline simulation. I am MOIC Airlines.
I'm sorry, Potter.
First of all, why Hawaii Jahaz? The name Hawaii Jahaz gives our company a uniqueness and authenticity. It represents our cultural diversity, our native language. This decision was special for us since this was the first decision we made as a team. The unanimous agreement on selection of Hawaii Jahaz was the indication of the better teamwork in future, and our vision and mission statement is flying beyond aspiration.
Talking about the vision and the mission statement, our company takes special interest in fulfilling this vision and mission statement by following steps: better team communication and equal participation, establishing good alliances with stakeholders with the help of stakeholder mapping, orderly generous strategy used by the application of the different strategies, evaluation of quality and reliability.
CEO model. With equal participation and equal involvement in mind, our decision process adapt top management model, TMT. Three basic steps where team member gathers processing and interpretation of information. The information are processed, and then finally, with the help of everyone in the group, a final decision is made.
So this is the stakeholders analysis. We have done stakeholder mapping through their power and interest matrix, and we will be evaluating our decisions based upon the best possible outcomes for the stakeholders.
Strategy. According to our strategic plan, the four options from the Porter's generic value, we and our company believes that we have differentiation strategy. We will be serving in different kind of market from A to E, F, and R market. We will be looking for different opportunities in the way to start new ventures. Some of the ventures we started our auto rental business and dual designated with major carrier.
This is our balance scorecard through which we measure our strategic plan that measures the four development, which is financial growth, customer perspective, internal progress, and market competition.
And this is the flowchart based on basic simulation instructions that was provided by interpretive simulation through student manual handbook. And throughout the whole process of simulation, the student manual handbook worked as the basic guiding tool, or let's say a holy book for us.
Keeping it brief, some of the decisions that were made during the simulation are fare decision. It's taking decision regarding the fare structure, fare per mile, and the cabin food service. In the next slide, it's all about the marketing decision. It's taking decision regarding promotion budget, advertisement budget, in-flight magazine, salesperson hired, and the cargo magazine budget. In the next slide, it's all about the compensation decision. It's taking decision regarding quality of training budget and the compensation policy. The next slide is about the fleet and the route decisions. It's taking decision regarding maintenance, fuel contract, acquisition and scheduling and rescheduling. The next slide is about the corporate decision. It's taking decision regarding the social performance budget and the social responsibility area. The next slide is about the financing decision. It's taking decision regarding the stock sold, dividend paid, and the stock dividend. Continuing in the next slide, it's more about financial decision based on the short-term loan, long-term loan, and the budget 3-month CD.
So the corporate strategy of Hawaii Jahaz based on its marketing, operations, human resource, and finance management will be discussed throughout in the next few slides.
Talking about marketing, we have used normal pricing strategy with the price of $0.37 per mile in the first quarter, and for the rest quarters we have increased $38 per mile. We have provided free soft drinks services. Continuing marketing and promotion, we spend average promotion in industrial expenditure. Regarding advertisement, our budget was higher than the average. In quarter 1 and 6, we hired one salesperson each.
Operations management. We have route management where our focus was to use an appropriate aircraft for appropriate route. We enjoyed first move advantages to different markets such as R and F. Leaving route was not profitable for us, so we decided to give fair sales rather than just leaving the routes. Flight scheduling. Continued on the next slide. We scheduled our flight according to the presence of competitors in the market and what the passenger load was provided by that market. Our strategy was to provide fair sales at highly competitive market. On the next slide, our company, to maintain reliability and quality, focused more on level 3 maintenance of aircraft. Similarly, different kind of fuel purchasing was made to experiment on finding suitable fuel contracts.
So talking about human resource development, we had total of 164 employees in the 8th quarter, and the employees were provided with 1.40% of the extra wages, and 20% of the total profit of the company was distributed among all the employees. Therefore, we had 0% of turnover rate in the 8th quarter, and also there was none of the hiring or on-job training cost. Again, we have been spending on the quality and training budget with a strategic plan for implementation of total quality management, and we are the highest ever spenders in the quality and training budget than the industry competitors. Also, we have been successful to stand out from the crowd of competitors in the context of quality and reliability.
Finance management. For the finance management, we'll talk about the preferable options among lease or purchase of aircraft. This table indicates the aircraft price, quarterly lease cost, annual lease cost of the aircraft, purchasing price of the aircraft, annual interest cost of the purchase amount, annual depreciation of aircraft, total interest and depreciation amount. In the next slide, we have the final total tax annual lease cost and the total for after tax interest and depreciation cost. After all these, we have the final suitable method of acquisition. In the next slide, from the above calculation, purchasing the higher benefits than leasing aircraft, but the data are not the whole truth. Purchasing aircraft possesses economic risks, and managing diversity and acquiring of aircraft is the good of the business. At the final 8 quarters, we have owned 6 aircraft, 3 were leased and 3 were on. Coming to the next slide, finally, stockholder management is the most essential element for the finance management of our company, and we have sold only 50,000 worth stock in the whole 8 quarters, which came under quarter 2. The companies believe in keeping the stakeholder happy by providing dividends quarterly in very limited amount according to the profit.
Our strategy. Through this figure, we understand our strategical achievement after we find our non-realized strategy coming as an emergent strategy. Our intended strategy of acquiring more planes and expanding to every market was a deliberate strategy that couldn't be our realized strategy because it was not a good decision as all, because our expense went higher because of acquiring a lot of airplanes, and we had to downsize our airliners to have a profit in the future market.
Industrial reports. We did market research on industrial reports where we purchased 31,000 worth of report to compete and keep track and progress. Sales and marketing report helped us to understand the market standing. We will be discussing the financial analysis of our company with the comparison to the industry.
Stock price. In layman's terms, the stock price is the highest amount someone is willing to pay for the stock or the lowest amount that can be preferred. In the figure, we have represented stock price of Hawaii Jazz and the industrial average from quarter 1 to quarter 8. Our first quarter shows a depletion of the stock price, but after that our company's stock prices took a hike until quarter 3 and it has been fluctuating even since.
Return on equity. It measures the profitability that calculates how much dollars of profit a company generates with each dollar of stakeholders' equity. In the figure, as you can see that in quarter 3 we have increased our industry, but then after 4 quarters there has been fluctuation in the industry. Return on sales. It is the ratio used to evaluate a comparison or operational efficiency, which calculates how much profit is being produced per dollar of sales. In times, here also till quarter 3 there has been increase, and after quarter 4 there is again fluctuation in the industry.
net profit. Net profit represents the number of sales dollar remaining after all operating expense, interest, tax, and preferred stock dividend. After negative start in Q1, our company had a gradual increase until Q3, and our net profit, like our stock price, has been fluctuating ever since. Our company had better net profit than the industrial average until Q6, and then after the backlash, we have a low net profit among the industry competitors. Cumulative profit. Due to lack of any significant loss in any quarters, our company has a very steep development figure in the cumulative net profit.
So this is the quality and reliability framework of all the airliner companies, and here the red line represents our company. As you can see, the final results claims that every airliners have positive and similar outcomes in context of reliability, and quality-wise our company is leading everyone from the second quarter till the 8th quarter.
Talking about special incident, we did hiring decision in Q8. A position for station manager just got vacant, and we are responsible to select an appropriate candidate. There are total 4 candidates here.
The first option, number 4, is the middle-aged minority females. To make an appropriate decision, we did pros and cons for every factors. In the next slide, after brainstorming, we had this conclusion of pros and cons of hiring middle-aged minority female.
And the other candidate is middle-aged white male. From the discussions, we came to the following pros and cons of hiring middle-aged white male. Can you please change the slide? And the pros of hiring a middle-aged white male can be, he has been working as the assistant station manager for 5 years, and he appears to be pleasant and easygoing, and also has good recommendations from his former employers, and he steps in and immediately does the job well. Whereas the cons could be, he is not young and not passionate, and of course the hiring cost and on-the-job training cost would increase.
The next option is ticket agent at the airport. It's Prawns Airline, which worked for 2 years, and its performance has been very good. It is recommended by the outgoing station manager. Its strong message it gives strong message to employees that promotes within the policy. We already spend a lot on quality and training. Talking about its cons, it lacks job experience. It has huge gamble, which promotes and recruits the 2 best candidates.
Finally, is the son of the owner of the largest employer. Pros are, he's good, he has good training. Our company can have strong ties with his father's firm. And as mentioned by his father, he will be having a strong personal favors to the company. Similarly, the cons are, he is the most least deserving candidate among the people we have seen in the recruitment process. Favoritism and nepotism can kill the environment, workplace. And finally, our moral ground prevents us to make any such rash decision based on unethical favors. So finally, we reached to a verdict of selecting ticket agent at the airport. And similarly, while looking at the whole questions from the newsletter that we got, the three of the non-selected have similar reaction with where the employee are disappointed, whereas our decision is known best because our employee are happy with the promote from within the organization policy.
Special decisions. During this quarter, as I was the leader, the meeting was held on 28th March. Everyone was prepared beforehand and present their opinions on their decisions. All the decisions were reviewed and argued, which were made on the choice of selection in order to avoid groupthink and allow equal participation where everyone's opinion was considered. The decision was not made until everyone reached to a same conclusion.
So finally, talking about our future plans, we are planning to expand to new markets and give competitions to the existing competitors. Similarly, we have recently acquired a new aircraft in the 9th quarter, so it will allow better new market penetration. We are also planning to add up the cargo marketing venture, and of course, we will be making healthy recovery from the recent backlash of 7th and 8th quarter. So now we will be downsizing the operational cost, and as always, stakeholders management would be our first priority.
Our shortcomings. We had different mistakes made during our whole process. In quarter 4, we paid loan, we paid dividends, and yet we were in a huge loss with the overdraft loan hanging in our head. And it was due to our mathematical error judgment and due to the winter period. Similarly, we had the similar problem at quarter 5. We had dividend paid, we had overdraft loan. It was due to the miscalculation, and it was also from the reversion of the previous quarter. We got a good learning experience from this, and we thought we would never repeat it again until quarter 7. Quarter 7 had similar outcome. We paid loan, we paid dividend, and we still went to the overdraft loan. We seriously thought that we were in a huge problem, and we were about to make differences in our dividend policies.
Limitations and implication. During the model, we found a huge bridge between the MOIC model contrast and the airline simulation. We found the lecture theory irrelevant to the implementation in the simulation. Our only recommendation would be to use simulation based on change management, which would be relevant to our model.
In conclusion, we used Cole's theory as a better way to conclude our performance overall. Like Cole, we have 4 different ways of doing the whole process. We learned by first gaining ideas from either it was in simulation or it was during the making of strategic plan or team constitution. We had a conceptualization, we made a concept, we implemented the concept, and then we had a practice how we are going to do it, how we are going to make it, and then we did that thing. We did it. We had a concrete experience from what we are doing, and from that we reflected on every quarter what were our weaknesses, what were our strengths. According to that, we developed ourselves, our airliner. Even though we had a pretty bad result at the last, we still think that the whole process was a very interactive way of learning, and we actually think that for our first trial we did really well. Our team, my team, we did really well. Our team was fully focused, and we're not partial at any judgments.